Joining in. I'm really excited to share what I've been working on lately, why I've been working on it, and more specifically, the results that I'm getting, because they have really blown me away. I was expecting good results. I wasn't expecting shocking results. And so that's kind of what I want to share with you. And in my usual fashion, anyone who has known me for any amount of time, I like to share in the way that I'm doing what I'm doing so that you can kind of get a feel for what I'm doing as a live example while I'm sharing what I'm doing, as if that made sense or whatever. And also, just kind of want to start off by saying, how cool is this? That you can join me right here in my office, or I'm joining you right wherever you are, whatever time it is. Like for James, it's midnight in Singapore. And so here it's like 11 a.m. And for Monique, it's noon in Atlanta. And then also for Monique and I to be sitting here across from each other like this, and we're hundreds of miles apart. But it was actually 2 weeks ago today, or yesterday, we were literally sitting like this, face to face, having this conversation, and I got excited. And what happens when somebody ignites a little bit of excitement in me, just even a little bit, is I take action. And I'm real big on that, take fast action. So I kind of jumped in with both feet with absolutely no idea of what I was doing, and screwed up a little bit even, which is okay to do. It is totally okay to do. Like just, taking fast action and learning as you go is a good thing. However, it's because I sat in on a presentation that Monique did in Atlanta where she was teaching specifically about how to make money with video, but not just any kind of video. She was talking about how to make money with Facebook Live and live streaming in general. And the light bulb went off for me. And I was like, I'm already doing great with social media. And you guys know this because I share my results with you. I share case studies with you. I share, detailed live examples with you all the time. And so I'm doing great with social media already. But what she shared with us in that presentation, and honestly, she only had 1 hour and it was so intense that I was taking mad notes like crazy. But anyway, she got my attention and she gave us just enough to go on for me to get started badly. So, and then I had these amazing results. And so that's what I want to share with you. And so we're talking about this technology that allows us to all kind of come together and hang out and share information without having to travel or go to events or anything like that. And this technology has been around for a while. We're all used to it, and we even kind of take it for granted at this point because there's so many like sales pitch webinars and different things going on all the time. So we kind of take it for granted a little bit, but there are certain aspects of this live streaming technology that are really taking off like wildfire, and it is definitely something that you want to be paying attention to. And that's what I want to share with you, what I've discovered about it that I didn't realize. That's so much different than, say things that we've been doing for 5 years or 10 years. So I'm no newbie to doing webinars, to doing video. I even had a video blog. I was vlogging, quite regularly there for a while. So I've done a lot of different things. And to say that this specifically live streaming and Facebook Live, it is really exciting me right now, all of a sudden, is pretty big news. So that's where it all started, just where Monique and I were in person together. And basically, it was her presentation that really just got me excited. And so let me just tell you, Monique and I, we've been friends for a while, and I don't even remember how long. And but through mutual friends, through going to events, we've gotten to know each other. And we did like a fun sleepover at Crystal's house one time. We were all brainstorming and having a good time. So to say I consider her a friend is not something I'm just flippantly throwing out there. But also I have the greatest respect for her. And I want to say that I've watched her videos. I've watched her rise up with video marketing. I've watched her do fun video blogs and casual stuff. And even with her casual stuff, I was intimidated. And I'm just being completely honest with you. It's because she's so good at it. Like she has these, she obviously just has all the right equipment and all the right editing and all the right this and that. And so it never occurred to me that it was something I could do. because I was watching her do it and she was coming off, you know, like so great and so natural and making it look so easy. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. So we'll let Monique do it. Anyway, so the technology has come a long way. For those of you who have been in internet marketing or online period for any amount of time, the technology has come a long way. It can be really complex to host webinars. It can be really nerve-wracking. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts, or if you get into video blogging and editing and all that kind of stuff. So what Monique shared with me a couple of weeks ago about live streaming and about Facebook Live and things like that was the simplicity of it. So it took away all those barriers. It took away all that technology. And in fact, I didn't have to like do anything special. You know, I just jumped on and did it. In fact, the first time I did it, I didn't even really know I was live. And so I was just sitting there smiling like I'm smiling for the camera. And I thought it was counting down, but it was actually counting up. So whatever. But anyway, so I just want to introduce, this is Monique Johnson, and she's a very good friend of mine. And the reason that I asked her to join us is because she knows more about this than I do. So we're going to need her input. So Monique, if you want to say hi, I think most people already know you, but for those of you who don't, she's going to become fast friends.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lynn, for the introduction and the opportunity to present in front of your community. As Lynn has stated, we've been really good friends for quite a while, and I'm just amazed at how Lynn really cultivates her community and is really putting out quality information. And so it was great to reconnect because I haven't seen her in a while. So it was great to reconnect with her about 2 or 3 weeks now at a conference, and we just had a blast. And yeah, I love video. As Lynn has stated, I've been in the video space for quite some time, since 2011 or 12. And I was doing that like on the side, as I used to work on Wall Street in a previous life, believe it or not. I know I look like a baby, and yes, I'm young, but I did work on Wall Street for 5 years, and then I did a complete 180, got into the online social media and digital marketing space, and I've been hooked ever since. And about 2.5 years ago is when I decided to do a slight pivot and go towards and fully focus on live streaming. And I've been having fun ever since. And I'm really, really glad. The one thing I love about Lynn, after she attended my session, she was one of a few other attendees who took immediate action. And because of that, she got immediate results. So I'm really, really excited to see with you guys the results that she's gotten just by taking the information that I provided at my recent session.
I think you're going to be impressed and surprised.
Oh, yes.
But I have to, because I didn't even realize the numbers until because I was still, they were still coming in, and actually they are still coming in. Mm-hmm. So the numbers that I pulled like at 4 o'clock this morning aren't even like the full numbers. And so I wanted to correct you though. It was 2 weeks ago yesterday.
Oh, okay. So 2 weeks.
The reason I want to correct you is because I come home from the event and I'm way behind on everything. So I was on the road for 6 days. So I actually made another trip prior to that one. So I'm behind on everything. And of course I need to rest and catch up and this and that or whatever. So it took me kind of a few days. It wasn't until the following week, which was this past Tuesday, less than a week ago. Mm-hmm. So it took me more than a week to actually take action. Because number one, I had to have a few days of catch up after the event, and was kind of processing everything that she'd said and the resources and things like that. But then it took me 3 days to figure out how to go live. So I finally did it. I finally figured it out, finally got it done on Tuesday of this past week, which was less than a week ago. So to say these are fresh results, I think that's really important too, because this technology allows us to share this kind of stuff with you as it's happening, which is so much more important than, a year from now. Like, me waiting and it not being as hot or as accurate, or things have changed since I told you about it or what have you. So you're actually getting to hear this information as it's happening, as the results are really happening, and very real. Like, I'll be very candid. I'll show you the actual numbers, etc. But the only reason I wanted to correct you on that was because you got me excited. You ignited something in me by one little thing that you said 2 weeks ago. right? And I've already seen amazing results and gotten so excited about the potential and what this is going to mean for my business that it is absolutely unreal. So let me talk about why I'm live streaming right now. Let me talk about why we're live streaming this and why I'm testing live streaming in my business. Because like I said, it's not new technology, but there are some things happening right now that make it super hot. So how many of you are on Instagram? And of course, you're all on Facebook, right? Everybody's on Facebook.
I
Melissa's
see
on Instagram,
Melissa raising her hand.
and Debbie's on Instagram. Rochelle says she's on Instagram, so that's good. So what happens is you get on your phone, and I didn't really understand the potential of it, but I kept getting notifications from people I don't know. And now I'm following over 7,000 people on Instagram, okay? And I don't know them. So I maybe know 6 of them. And so anyway, I kept getting notifications on my phone, and it would say, Mary just went live. Hurry up and watch it before it ends, And that was getting the same thing on Facebook, and it was constant. It was, like Monique just went live in such and such group or on the profile or this or that. And I'm like, why? I would ask that to my phone. I'm like, why? I don't understand. And to say I'm a little bit slow with some of these trends, well, that's, I'm the caboose on every train. But that's what got my attention when Monique was talking in Atlanta, because it reminded me of those notifications. And so Monique just kind of made this comment, and she said, you can sell products all day, every day on Facebook Live. And I'm in the very back of the room because I was late coming back from lunch, and I had to eat my lunch in the room so I didn't miss this because I wanted to see it. So I'm in the very back of the room, and I was like, I sat up straight. I was like, wait a minute, because I'm already selling products all day, every day on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and on Tumblr and Google Plus and by email and on my blog and all over social media. But when she said that, it reminded me about the notifications. So here's what happens when you go live. It notifies everyone that you're connected with or that's following you, like immediately. And so the response and results are instant. And I'm getting like more response, more engagement, more conversions than I've gotten on anything else I've done on social media to date. And I'm no newbie to social media, okay? I think I joined Twitter the day it started or close to it. Anyway, so I just want to say that because of that, because this is one of those things when Facebook groups, really got hot. I told you guys all about it. And I even, did a detailed report, the Facebook group profits report, simply because Facebook promotes your groups for you. And they still do to this day. So if you have a Facebook group, Facebook is going to market your group for you. They tell everyone who has a similar interest. So for example, I have a low carb Facebook group. This is my niche. I'm low carb traveler. And so anyone who's interested in low carb, Atkins, a ketogenic diet or whatever, if they join one group, they get told, hey, here's all the other groups you might want to join, including mine. So Facebook markets it for you for free. Unlike your Facebook page where you have to pay to boost post and you have to pay for marketing and you really have to work hard to market it, Facebook groups are marketed for you for free. Facebook actually puts, the work in for you. They're doing the same thing with live streaming, Facebook and Instagram both. They're really pushing this right now. And that means you need to get on it while they're doing that, while they're promoting it for you for free. There is no faster, there's no easier, there's no better way to get in front of people, right now. Plain and simple. I mean, it's just, I think for me, that was the thing that really got my attention. And I was like, I can post something in one of my Facebook groups and it only gets so much, reach or so much interaction. But when you go, because people don't necessarily get notified, but when you go live, Facebook sends out this notification to everyone, right? And then all of a sudden, you're like seeing all these results and it's interactive and stuff. So it is the fastest way to reach the most people with any given message at any given time. Monique, you agree? I like the
yes. Yes, sorry about that. Facebook wants you to use Facebook Live, hence why they have this notification system on what I call steroids, right? Lynn has already described to you how you know, as soon as you go live, there's notifications. But another thing is, especially if you're on your mobile device or if you're viewing on your desktop and someone goes live, it'll have a little window pop up, and it's like it follows you everywhere you go on Facebook. So Facebook wants you to use it, okay? And they're making it easy for you all to do it, because honestly, I think a lot of people tend to get caught up in having fancy equipment, but really all you need is your smartphone. And it literally takes two or three steps. You go open your Facebook account or app, say you want to go live, put your little description and press go live, and it does a countdown, and boom, that's it. And I think a lot of people don't really realize how simple it is to go live.
I didn't. It took me 3 days to figure it out. You know, I'll tell you why, because it could have been really easy for me. But what I could not figure out, and this is a silly problem, is if you're on a Mac, there's no button to go live on Facebook from the Safari browser. Why?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
So I spent 3 days looking everywhere for a go live button. Or I would have done it a lot sooner, but there's no go live button in Safari. So I had to switch on my Mac to the Chrome browser. So if you have a different browser on your Mac, like I use Chrome also, then that's good. Now, Melissa asked a great question. She said, what if you're doing Facebook Live inside your private group? Do they still promote the video? I watched you live, Melissa. And the only way I knew was because Facebook notified me. It said, hey, Melissa's live in her group right now. And I was like, okay. And I clicked on it. How else would I have known? You know?
Right.
And so, yes, they promoted that to me.
And one other thing is, if you're viewing a live stream and you're viewing it on your mobile device, when that person ends the live stream, Facebook puts up a little window and says, hey, do you want to subscribe to the notifications to know the next time that they go live? And you just press the button, boom, and it subscribes the person for you. So at any time from in the future, depending on where you went live, so say it's your Facebook group, Melissa, and someone saw that's new and hasn't been subscribed, they can subscribe, and then they'll know every time you go live in your private group. And the same thing happens when you're on your fan page as well.
Debbie said, does that include closed groups? They go to all your followers. Yes, because I tested mine in closed groups, in private groups. So my weekly marketing challenge group and my social marketing results group, I only tested it in my social marketing results group on Facebook, which is a closed group. And the reason I tested there is because they're my friends, you're my friends. And I was trying to test the technology to make sure it worked before I went live in my own niche, in my own Facebook group for Low Carb Traveler. And you guys were really cool to let me know everything was working good and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. But I want to say this too, because I already know what you're thinking. Like, I'm reading your minds. This is not one of my skills. I'm not good at it. Anyway, I think that you're thinking, well, of course this works for you because you have this big audience already, you know, and blah, blah, blah. Well, number one, yes, but I've taught you all along the way exactly what I'm doing, how to build your own audience. But number two, this method is the easiest way, fastest way to get a new account off the ground, or new Facebook page, new Instagram account, or to bring back your dead or neglected accounts. And I can prove that to you, because I have neglected one of my Facebook pages, and I did a live on it. And so the stats are saying, okay, this is re-engaging people. It's getting it back off the ground. So I get that you're going to say, yeah, well, you have this huge audience. Of course, you're going to have great results. There's no reason you can't have a huge audience too. And I've taught you how to do that. I can keep teaching you how to do that. But the fact is that even with, you know, like dead or neglected Facebook pages or brand new Instagram accounts or whatever, this is the fastest, easiest way to get that going and get it off the ground and get that engagement and build that following and build that audience that you really want. What do you think, Monique, in terms of that?
Well, I was going to say, myself and others, or other colleagues of mine, or actually other clients, I don't necessarily have as many followers as Lynn. And I've been able to generate business for myself and use it to build an audience using Facebook Live. In fact, I submitted a panel in which I'll find out next month at South by Southwest, where the topic is how to build an audience from scratch using Facebook Live. Okay, so it is something that even if you're just a newbie, or say you have a couple of hundred of followers, or even just 100 followers, it is quite all right. I actually share a story with you. A good friend of mine and client, Caroline, you'll go to the her fan page, the Queen of Tech. She only has like maybe 90 people. But I pushed her. I said, Caroline, for the next 2 weeks, you're going live at least 3 to 5 times. Okay, so we agreed on 3 because she was like, whoa, 5 times? So 3 times. Within the first 2 weeks, guys, someone contacted her and she ended up getting a new client only because, and she asked him, how did you find me? How did you know? He said, I saw your Facebook live streams. So I just wanted to share that with you guys to let you guys know, don't let numbers, the vanity of numbers, that's what I like to call them, make you feel like you're small, or that something as powerful as Facebook Live isn't something that you can benefit from immediately.
So I could give a little tip on that.
Yes.
Let's say that you have 10 Facebook fans or 10 Instagram followers, and you're like, this is not going to work for me. So let me just say that this will work for you, number one. But so let's say that that's the case. It's brand new, or you've neglected it, it's dead, whatever. You really need to build your audience. Host a contest or a drawing or a giveaway. And part of that, you see them on Instagram all the time, but you say, tag 3 of your friends, like this page, tag 3 of your friends, and leave a comment saying, you know, whatever, and you're entered into the contest. And so you can have that go a little bit viral, or you can take, you know, like a brand new account that has 9 or 10 followers, 100 followers, and double that, triple that, quadruple that, and so on by doing these little things like this. But the fact is, the more you go live, and especially publicly, the more people are going to start following you. And I want to direct you guys to this video I watched, which was on my low carb YouTube channel. So I had no idea it was going to be so relevant, because it's a fitness trainer that I follow, and I'm really working on that. But let me pull this up here real quick and give you the link.
And while you're doing that, I love 2 comments that Kim Wendy said. She says, doing live broadcast grows the know, like, and trust factor quickly. Yes, very much so. And she says, people do watch the replays for sure. And for those of you guys who are watching this live, you are actually talking to 2 audiences. Don't get caught up with the live audience numbers. The secret is the replay viewers, the replay audience. And so therefore, while you're going live, make sure you're addressing and acknowledging each of those audiences, but also, in which Lynn can tell you from her very first video, her replay views went up dramatically, and that is the secret. So don't get caught up, especially when you're starting out, oh, I only have 2 people viewing me live. It's really the people who are watching the replay views.
Well, and that's huge, because you get notified so-and-so was live, you know, if you missed that they are live or whatever. And so anyway, so a couple of questions too that I want to address. Galena said, can you live stream outside of a group in case you don't have a group yet? Absolutely.
Yes.
Live stream your profile, from your Facebook page, from your into a Facebook group, from Instagram. Like there's
also Facebook events. Say you want to have an exclusive event, okay, on Facebook, right? You can go live within your Facebook group. Event. And a prime example is, you know, there's networking groups out there, network marketing, you know, organizations and stuff. And that's how they do their parties now. Okay. They'll create this event, and then they'll have each of the members of like the upline or whatnot go live within the event, showcasing the products and things like that. So that's another thing to take in consideration that I don't think too many people are taking advantage of.
No, see, that's amazing. And I've used Facebook events for like all kinds of things, like digital stuff. Like I used a Facebook event for a kitchen organization challenge.
There you go.
In my low carb niche. And yes, you can go live on Facebook. You can go live from Instagram. You can go live on Twitter now. You can go live from Facebook, from your personal profile, from your business pages, any business pages you're an admin for, any groups where you're an admin. So yeah, so
And you can go live on YouTube. And I see that Galena also asked, can you post the replay on YouTube? Yes, you would just have to download it directly onto your desktop or your phone and just go and upload it to YouTube. But now YouTube has their own live feature on your mobile devices. So you can go in the YouTube app and go live there as well.
So I want to show a couple of things. Like I want to show how I've done it because I did exactly that, what we're talking about here. And I think if we, talk a little bit about the results, that's important. But I posted a link in the text chat. It's a new post that I just put up on Click News this morning, clicknewz.com. So it's clicknews.com/14790. It's called, it's about boosting your credibility. And like I said before, this video was from a guy in the fitness niche. Did you get a chance to watch that, Monique, yet?
Yes, I did. I watched it last night. It was amazing.
I knew you were going to love it. Not from the fitness perspective, but from he was talking about, he will not hire anyone. He will not hire a coach, hire a mentor, buy a product even, unless he sees that person on video and knows that they are walking the talk or can see that they are, like somebody legit. And I think that's a very important point. There are a lot of people out there that feel the same way. People are skeptical. And so when you talk about, like live streaming builds your credibility, like Kim said, the know, like, and trust factor, which we've heard of before, but it builds your credibility so much just for people to have that interaction with you and to see you live, even if you're not live anymore. So check this out. I went live, Tuesday night?
Yes, right? You did.
So the replay shows the comments as they're happening. So when you're watching the replay of my video, it's giving you a timestamp of the comments as they're happening. I still have people who are watching the replay now, almost a week later, say hi.
Yep.
They are talking to me live because and the video actually happened on Tuesday. So to say that the actual live video, right, I ended that video with a little over 2,000 views. It's over 5,000 views now. And people are still interacting and engaging with it as if they're watching me live. Because the nature of a live stream is that it's so conversational and so personable that even if somebody watches the replay 6 months from now, they still feel like they're interacting with you on a more personal level than they would if you were doing some scripted video, that kind of thing. So this is to me, so you guys bear with me. That's why I brought Monique on. I want you to go watch that video on Click News because at about the 11.5-minute mark, he's talking about why he doesn't trust people, why he's skeptical of coaches and mentors and products and things like that. But he's talking about that about the 11.5-minute mark. He's talking that, look, I'll go hunt them down and find them on YouTube or on Facebook Live or whatever, and I need to see this person and see if they're legit. I thought that was a great point for building and boosting your credibility. He also made a very good point before that about how people feel when they look at your content. Are you discouraging your followers or intimidating them like Monique did for years with me? I know I was watching what Monique was doing and I was like, there is no way. Like, she's the queen, she can have it, but then she said something, she did something, we had a conversation about it that was so real and made me realize, oh, okay, so this is for me, I can do this. And so he makes the point in that video too. So it's about boosting your credibility, number one, as, having some authority in your niche and some credibility with your audience, but also to not discourage them, and how to motivate and encourage them is by being real. And the only way I know to do that is through live streaming, through video, because pretty much everything can be scripted, edited, and photoshopped. Not photoshopped. Like us. And so if I have something on my face, there it is, So here's what I want to do. This is my first time doing screen share, but I'm going to click the screen button.
Sure. And then while you're doing that, Debbie has a question. She says, can you go live in Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time, or do you need to record individually? Yes, you cannot. You do have to record individually. First of all, Instagram is primarily a mobile platform. So as far as posting content, especially live streaming, you can only go live on your phone, not on anything else. As far as YouTube and Facebook, you can go live simultaneously, but you need some sort of third-party software to make that happen. And more than likely, you'll have to do that on your desktop using your webcam or external cameras, but you can't do it on a mobile device simultaneously.
So don't get complicated.
Yes. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Especially to get started. Don't try to. Yeah. There you go.
I'm talking to you. Don't overwhelm me, because then I won't share. No,
Right.
seriously, that's the thing, is that I thought it was that complicated or whatever, but I really want to encourage you guys to start simple, because that's what I did, and I saw amazing results. And Monique, like, she has this down pat, but she has spent years getting this all figured out or whatever. And so to have been able to sit in, you know, with her on a conference, and that cost me, you know, quite a bit of money, you know, to the traveling and the meals alone. Oh my gosh, that ribeye was bigger than it was
the bistro. Yeah.
the 2 phases.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But, you know, so like, to be able to jive like this without having to travel to an event is awesome. But let me figure this out. I'm going to switch on screen sharing.
Sure.
So I need to see. So let's see here. We have Safari, share screen. Let me see what happens here. Can you see?
Yes, we can see it.
Huh. That's awesome. All right. So I'm still amazed and baffled and excited about all the possibilities here. So just bear with me. So what you're looking at is the pathetic insights for my Facebook page, because I have neglected it. How many of you can relate? Have you neglected a Facebook page? Have you let it go? Have you let it go down the drain? You're like, I was so excited about it, but I'm just not getting the reach. And so I'm just not going to post anything. And then when you don't get the reach, well, then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Correct?
Yes.
So I went live on my Facebook page, and you can see here, and I haven't refreshed this in a while, but you can see here that it was 9:04 p.m. It wasn't exactly prime time or anything, but look at the differences. And I'm not sure if the window is covered up. Can you see that, the engagement?
Yes, we can see that.
That's a huge difference. I mean, this one image got 1.4, like almost 1,400 reach, right? But that's because I shared it in a bunch of different places. Like but this particular live video got over 2,000 organic reach, no paid, as you can see. Like, I didn't boost it or anything. Compared to everything else, this was also a live video here. So this was a live video too that got good reach. But the other ones are like 241, 320. And then, of course, the engagement factors, right? The reactions and comments versus the other posts. So this is a dead page. And the reason I bring this up is I did not boost the post. There's no Facebook advertising going on here or anything. This is me doing a live stream or doing a Facebook Live from pretty much a dead page that I've neglected. So I just want to encourage you that, you know, when you say in your mind, well, of course it's going to work for you, Lynn, because you have this huge group or this huge audience. Well, yeah, because I worked hard to build that. And so can you. And actually using the live streaming is going to help you do that. So let's dive right in, and I'll show you guys the very first one I did. Actually, the first one I did was in my social marketing results group, and it was where I was talking about why I was going to do it. So if you missed that, that's not that one. It's this video, and I saved the video and uploaded it to YouTube. So in addition to, and I haven't promoted this link anywhere, so that hasn't gotten very many views, but I'll share it with you guys. So in addition to going live in my Facebook group and having an ongoing discussion inside that group, the social marketing results group, I was able to save the video and upload it to YouTube. And so let me see if I can find the chat, because I'm still figuring this out, so bear with me. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's the great thing, is you don't have to know everything you're doing. And people are, tell me if I'm right or wrong, people are a lot more forgiving when you're on live.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes, like, most definitely.
You guys don't mind that I'm fumbling a little bit, right?
It makes it more fun and interactive.
All right, so Debbie said, holy cow, are you talking about the results from a dead page? Because I was surprised, you know, like I was really, you know, shocked that anybody saw it at all. All right, so let's talk about what happened when I took Monique's advice, and she's like, you have to go live in your group. Why are you not doing that? And I'm like, no. All right. So this is the blog post I was talking about. Let me go over here. All right. So this was the very first time that I went live, and it was on September 19th. Just like I told you, it was on Tuesday night, right? At 7:18 p.m. And I happen to know, because I look at my demographics and I pay attention to the activity inside my group, I happen to know that between certain hours of the morning and certain hours of the evening, the most people are online and interactive or what have you. So I specifically try to do it during that prime time that I thought would be good. And so this was the very first time that I went live inside, and this is my 90-day low carb challenge Facebook group. I am Low Carb Traveler of travelinglowcarb.com. So I know that you know me as Lynn Terry, which I don't prefer to be very often. I really like being Low Carb Traveler. So anyway, so I went live in my Facebook group, and let me just tell you what I did. It's product review. I did a product review for my very first live stream. And I want to talk about why I led out with a product review live stream from the get-go. And I just want to kind of ask you real quick, what's your take on that? Like, I'm sure that you probably do like live streaming all the time, or like, and talk about products or this, that, because you actually said you can sell products all day, every day on Facebook Live. And so I was like, okay, so I'm going to go do that. But most people, like, what kind of Facebook Live do you do? Just like, hi, how are you? Or
Sure.
what do you see the most of? Because I haven't watched a lot of them.
Okay, so a few of them, I would say one which you've done already is, to me, the easiest and fastest way to get started is to do a live Q&A. All right, we're all experts on something, right? We have an expertise on something, and if you just say, "Hey guys, join me here on my live Q&A about such and such, whatever topic, hobby, or whatever it is that you're an expert on," and people will join. People have a lot of questions, and it's all about the know, like, and trust factor. So somebody goes live, and let's just say we're talking about how to get started with eating the low carb diet. And if Lynn were to go live and say, you know, hey, no judgments here, you can ask me anything. We call them AMAs, or AKA live Q&As. It's Ask Me Anything, where you can go live and you can make it fun. And the fact that you say, ask me anything, people can ask you about other stuff too. But the thing, and they will. And so it's the opportunity for you, for your community to get to know you better. That's the best way to get started, is for people to see the more personal side of you versus just the business side that a lot of people tend to show because they're blogging or the way that they present themselves online. And so that's the easiest way to get started, is just doing a simple live Q&A. Now, what you did, which Lynn will share with us later, of doing either simple demonstrations or what you call unboxings, right? That's what Lynn did, where she just showcased and described each of these items in a box. That alone will pique people's attention, but it ties in, yeah, for an hour, but it ties into what I call the successful formula for Facebook Live. This is the successful formula. And if you guys want to know, let me know in the comments. So this is what the successful formula is. It is education plus entertainment. And entertainment trumps education. All right. So what this means is, not only do you need to provide value, you need to show people that you know something, but at the same time, you got to be entertaining. So for instance, with Lynn's very first live stream that she ever did, she did the unboxing of a keto crate. And not only was her personality amazing, but there was this huge stigma of this big cookie the size of her head that she was refusing to eat, right? And everyone was trying to get her and encouraging her to go on and on to eat this cookie. And guess what, guys? She finally did it on Instagram. She finally gave in, but that was the whole entertaining piece to it. So that is the secret formula, guys. Again, it's education plus entertainment, but above all else, entertainment trumps education. And I want you guys to just think about back in the day when you go to school and you'll hear a professor or a teacher teach this very hard topic, right? And they speak in this monotone voice, like, okay, good morning, children. We are going to talk about how to eat a low carb diet. Like in that monotone voice, it's like, oh my goodness, you're killing me. Versus, let's just say you struggle with calculus, but you had this amazing teacher who made it so exciting and fun and had this personality and had these inflections in their voices. There's a huge difference, right? So that's what I mean by the successful formula. And hopefully that makes a great point and you guys walk away with at least that as far as getting started with Facebook Live.
Well, let me just say too, Debbie had a great question and she said these AMAs, is that something that will work on a lifestyle blog even? Here's the thing.
Yes.
With a lifestyle blog, you are the blog. The blog is you. And so being live streaming, that's going to make more people either like you or hate you. And either way is engagement. But yes, you absolutely, if you're doing a personal blog, a lifestyle blog, I consider my blog a personal lifestyle blog. While I'm educating people on the low carb diet, it's more about my lifestyle and my journey on the low carb diet through the whole thing. And so I consider mine more of a personal blog. But I want to talk about why I led out with a product review, because there are a couple of different reasons. Number one, it was a promotion I happened to be working on at the time. And I wanted to, I was looking for new and creative ways to, do more conversions. And so, or to get more conversions, because I was doing great as far as, look, when he just tagged me in a post. You guys can still not see my screen, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, so I, already doing email marketing, I'm already doing blogging, I'm already doing social media marketing. So I'm like, okay, well, let's try this. Number two, the reason is because I thought if I'm going to start doing live streaming and I'm going to start doing it on a regular basis, I want to start right out of the gate with the expectation. So if I started right out of the gate with, a funny story, or I started right out of the gate with my first live stream being a Q&A, or what have you, then that would kind of set the bar or set the expectation, if I were going to start going live regularly. So I decided to lead right out of the gate with a product review. And there was a good reason for it too. There was a good angle. She was talking about, information and entertainment and kind of a good combination of the two. But there was there was one product in the box. It's a Keto Crate box is the product. But one of the products was raising so many questions that I was answering them all over the web. I was answering them on Twitter. I was answering them on my Facebook page and on Instagram and in Instagram private messages and by email and everywhere. So I thought this is the perfect opportunity to discuss, this issue with this product and answer everyone's question all in one place. And also to go through what else is in the box, why I like the box, how long I've been getting the box, how it's changed my life, and lots of other fun stuff we talked about. There's no telling what all we talked about because I did some Q&A in between and things like that. So we talked about what in the world do you do when you're, So anyway, so that's the reason I let out with a product review. That there was a third reason, because I was like, I'm going to go live, but I don't know what to say. How many of you would feel that way? So you get it all set up and you're like, okay, I'm dressed, I'm showered. That's a big deal. So, I'm here, my computer's on. Now what in the world do I say? And so for me, the product review is easy because I'd already written the product review. So my advice would be to take content you've already created or written and just repurpose that, because the content, it's already like in your mind. And even you don't have to read the blog post. I don't recommend you do that. The point is, when you get on a roll about a topic you're interested in, your memory will, remember those things, or not. You'll screw up and you'll have to go look it up. That's fine too. People are a lot more forgiving when you go live. So I want to talk about, so let's just look at this real quick. So when I first went live, it did exceptionally well. I did it on a Tuesday night, prime time, when I kind of knew there would be a lot more activity or engagement in my group, and it had over 2,000 views. By the time I got done, mind you, I went for almost an hour, 55 minutes, okay? So there were only like 15 or 20 people in at the beginning. But the longer I stayed on, the more people joined in. And by the time it ended, more people were starting to watch it. And so it's doubled now to 5.2 thousand views. Whereas it only had like 20 or 30 people that joined in the beginning. I was talking to a very small group of people through the majority of the actual live stream. And then all of a sudden it jumped and it just started like building from there. But you can see kind of here because you're looking at my screen in my Facebook account, you can see it had 5.2 thousand views. You can see there's over 135 reactions, which is likes, loves, laughs, whatever. The number of comments, well, let's scroll, 106 comments. So there was tons of, and there was tons of response. And people said, hey, great that you did this live Facebook, so impactful. Thank you for sharing with all of us. And I had so many people say, you know, it was so great to see you live. Please do more video. They're begging me to do more video. And I let out with a product review. So, you know, but they really enjoyed that. And so just kind of wanted to show you the power of that when I was actually first going live, there were maybe, you know, 4 people commenting, you know, and it said, you know, there were 23 viewers. I could see that there were 23 viewers. That was it. But by the time I finished and I got back on Facebook to go look at it, it said 2.6 thousand views. I was like, wow, how did that happen? Can you explain that phenomenon, Monique?
As far as the views, well,
because I thought I was talking to 20 people.
Right. So there's a couple of things. You went live for a very long time. And if you guys are wondering what the sweet spot is, because I'm sure that's where, once again, we're trying to read your minds. I'm sure that's what people are wondering. The sweet spot is bare minimum 15 minutes. Okay. I know a lot of you guys are like, wait, what? I thought it was 3 to 5 minutes. Yes, that's for pre-recorded video. But for live video, it's 15 minutes. And the reason why is Facebook is thinking this, oh, Lynn is going on, you know, live for a pretty long time. Let's get some more eyeballs. Oh, she's gone live for 15 minutes. Oh, sweet. And she's getting engagement. Let's get even more eyeballs. And the longer you go, the better it is for you as far as getting that exposure and that reach. And with also, just because you go live for a long time doesn't mean that someone is going to be there for the whole entire time, unless it's just a diehard fan, right? And we all know that Lynn presents amazing content, but that's the thing. When people are going live and they're watching you, some people are just only jumping in quickly because they're on a break. And that's why a lot of times people get confused and say, you know, I thought it was only 20 people live, when really the longer that you go, people are just hopping on and off. And then again, the replay views come into play as well.
Yeah. Mindy said, what do you think about do-it-yourself demos?
Yes, that's amazing. Mindy, actually, that is like making a product live. Yes, I highly recommend that you do that. That's why those who are in the fitness space, who are showing how to do specific techniques on working out or working a particular muscle group, does very well. And for people who are doing it, because I'm not exactly sure, Mindy, if you're in the craft space, but it's do-it-yourself beauty oh yes, most definitely, because a lot of times you're in a specific niche where a lot of people want to learn how to do this. So by you going live, that gives the opportunity for someone who doesn't exactly understand a particular tutorial or step can get their questions answered right away, because you're there live and you're looking at the comments and see that someone's asking a question.
Yeah, and people are more likely to ask questions live, I've discovered.
Right. Yes.
And maybe it's because you're putting yourself out there, you know.
Yeah, they feel more free to do so. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I want to share just a couple other things real quick, and then I want to turn it over to you
sure.
specifically about, because I have a question that I feel like everybody's going to want to know the answer to.
Sure.
I saw you share it in Atlanta, but I didn't like capture it. All right. So what happened after I went live is I saved this video, and then I have to move over here, and then I shared it on my Facebook page. So I went live in my group, and the video was recorded. I saved the recording. Slim's making a little noise back there. And And then I put it on my Facebook page. Now this is not live. This is a static video. And it said I went live for a fun chat in the Low Carb Challenge group, and I recorded to share it with you here. So the reach is over 7,000. It's had 12,000 views. Now, mind you, that's on this post, it had almost 3,000 views, because I'll tell you what I did. I've discovered that, you know, I want to keep things going. I want to keep things rolling. So I've always told you guys, like, if you create content once, you want to leverage that and you want to turn it into evergreen stuff. So, but you can see here that there were over 60 reactions. And this particular post, there were almost 3,000 views. Mm-hmm. So what happens when you post a video on your Facebook page is you can repost it. You can reshare that video into a new post. And I did that 2 days later, because I knew I was going to reach my weekenders. So these were my weekdayers. And then I reshared the video into a brand new post for my weekenders. And so I've had over 12,000 views total from this video that was a recording of the one that has had over 5,000 views. So what does that put us at? I don't know, 17,000?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so, oh, hang on. What happened? We'll figure this out. So you guys being my head, hang on. In the way. So then, this is when I reshared it. So I reshared it and I actually boosted the post because it did so good organically. Mm-hmm. And I don't do paid advertising. You know, I just don't. Mm-hmm. But in this particular case, I decided to do it simply because it got so much response, so much engagement. The conversions were so great. And I can hear Ron Douglas in my head saying, if you have a post doing that great organically, why would you not boost it? And he was right. It converted really well, so there was no reason not to, and it was worth it. But at any rate, so I did just briefly boost the post for a little bit here. So you can see the reach there, that I reached even more people by. So I'm just keep it rolling. Mm-hmm. This is something I did like on Tuesday night. But the majority of my results were all organic, as far as my conversions and all that kind of stuff. Like I actually had to stop this because I sold out. Product out. Anyway, so I want to backtrack because this is just the very first, time I went live, and I just kind of want to show some numbers as far as being able to not just what you get live, but being able to take that recording, and I put it on my Facebook page, then I put it on YouTube, and then I sent out my email a list about it. I could embed it into my blog. And then, of course, being able to take that recorded video and use it to create a boosted post. Like, there's just so many things you can do with it. But I want to just kind of back up a little bit because I'm blown away by these results. But the proof is in the profit. And those are the numbers I want to share with you that I have not revealed yet. The proof is truly in the profit. So, but first, potential. I know that you said in Atlanta, you were talking, like you had an infographic.
Yes.
Statistics of Facebook Live. So can we have a look at that? Can
Sure.
You pull the graphic back up?
Yep, let's do that. If you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen.
No, I'm just kidding. Hang on.
Actually, I can do it.
Oh,
on my end. Hold on. Please let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
Awesome. So this is an infographic that I wanted to share with you guys. I like to be quirky and I say, are you down with live? This is from statistics from livestream.com, a New York Magazine survey. So basically this was something that I put together stating this, the position of live video in 2017. And this was done a few months earlier of this year, and I can't wait to update this because I'm sure the numbers are going to be even larger by the end of this year. So I just want to let you guys know that 81% of people watched more live video in 2016 than in 2015. And my prediction is that it's going to be in the high 90s% once this is conducted again and the data comes through in comparison to 2017 to 2016. Of that, 56% of most watched content is breaking news, or most watched content are conferences and speakers. But what I really want you guys to pay attention to is the far right with the little time sand. What is that thing called again? I can't even remember. But, you know, viewers spend 3 times longer with Facebook Live video than regular videos. And that's huge to me, okay? So what this means is even if you were to create just a regular video that's polished and edited and looks really nice and it is uploaded directly to the Facebook platform, Facebook Live is king. Of all the content that Facebook ranks, Facebook Live is king. It ranks over Facebook native videos and Facebook pictures and text and all of those great types of content. So I wanted to share that with you guys, that people spend 3 times longer watching Facebook live streams than any other type of video. And then in the far lower right-hand corner, I wanted to share this with you because this was eye-opening to me. 80% of people prefer to watch live video from a brand than read a blog post. So this is for all you bloggers out there, okay? 80% prefer to watch live video from a brand than read a blog post. Now, some of you guys might be, but I like writing. And I'm not saying for you to stop, but guess what you can do? You can embed your live streams directly inside of your blog posts, okay? You don't even have to download them and put them back up on YouTube and do that extra step. You can actually get an embed code directly from your Facebook Live video and embed it directly into your posts. So you're able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, all right? And then the second one below that, 82% of people prefer live video from a brand compared to just regular posts on social media. And that's huge. And that's why with Lynn, especially since she has such a large following, why she's able to share with you those results as well, right? Because people prefer a live video than any of the other types of, and she was able to share that with you guys with your insights. And you don't have to have a large following. Hands down, if you were to go live and did an experiment like Lynn did for the next week or 2 weeks and compare that to the regular posts that you create on your fan page, guaranteed your traction, your engagement, all of that for your Facebook Live videos will outnumber that of your regular types of posts of social media.
Yes, and let me just make this point that when I post anything, I could post, you know, an image of myself eating at McDonald's in a bikini. I think I actually once. It does not get that kind of response.
Right.
No, what I post on my page, what I post on in my group never gets that kind of response. So when I say these numbers blew me away, this is not like, oh, I see that every day. No way. Like I was shocked when I got done doing the live stream and I saw the 2.6 thousand views. I was like, wow. And then when I saw, like, since then that it's doubled, I'm like, bigger wow. But it was, you know, the conversions was really impressive as well. But I don't get those kind of numbers. I don't get that kind of response from just anything I post in my group or on my page or on Instagram or anywhere. Mm-hmm. And things totally flop. And but live gets people's attention.
Yes. And also, Lynn, just to kind of piggyback off of what you just said, that's the big difference between live streaming video and pre-recorded video. Pre-recorded video, I say you have this quote unquote waiting game or crickets in the background. It's a hit or miss because you have to be not only amazing on video and delivering that content, but you got to make sure you know how to optimize on YouTube. And not too many people know how to do that correctly. But with live video, it's instant. Okay, all of the results you're getting is instant. Lynn was able to show that. I was able to show that. It is instant. That is a great way actually for you to figure out whether the content that you want to put out is working, because people will let you know. If people are not liking it, if they're letting you know in the comments or they're not even responding to you, that lets you know, okay, I'm going to have to tweak a few things a bit. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that the results that you get are instant, hands down, versus any other type of content.
Yeah, I like that. Like, you know, like you can't check your stats quick enough. So I I'm still testing out options. I'm kind of winging it. I'm, kind of figuring things out as I go or whatever. But I will say, like, and this is like with anything else to do with marketing, the power is in the follow-up. So what I've done since then, in addition to starting out with, thinking I'm talking to maybe 24 people and end up, it being like thousands, over 5,000 people. But the power is in the follow-up. So I kept the story going. I came back on live a couple of nights later and just did a Q&A. And I had the product in the background of the video, so it was kept that story going, and we talked about the cookie. And then I followed up with other types of updates. So I didn't just keep going live, but in between, with my image updates or my link updates or this or that, I kept the story kind of going or rolling or what have you. And I think that's really important. But let me just say, I'm still kind of figuring things out. What she's showing us, and thank you for bringing that back up. This is from her presentation that she did in Atlanta. And Monique is actually doing a live workshop. It starts next week. And what we have left, like 7 days to register. I already registered because I didn't know
6 days. 6 days.
6 days. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a link. This is the workshop that she's doing, and it starts, and it's going to be live. So it starts in 6 days. But there's the link for that. Anyway, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about my results. I'm really excited about your workshop. The reason I wanted to mention that is because I signed up. Because the results I've seen so far, just testing it out and not even tapping into like the full potential of it. And you can see here by what she's sharing on the screen, this is a slide from her presentation at that event. She knows her stuff. And she knows all the ways to make it easier. It's like I was making it very difficult. It took me 3 days to find the button that said go live. And so anyway, I'm really excited about mastering this method because I've seen the results. It's proven to me that this is something I need to do and be doing right, and be doing with the correct follow-up and the correct marketing methods and stuff like that. So that's just with me doing a few random tests. So I'm going to let Monique give us all a couple of tips, I'm hoping, but I want to talk about my results real quick a little bit. So I did that first test on Tuesday night. So like I said, it had more than double the views since then than it did right after it ended, right? Then I published the recording on my page, and then I published it again 2 weeks later. So I don't know what view I'm in here. Let me fix that, or just leave it. He's making me laugh. I love live. I think this is just so much fun that we're all here together talking about this, like as it's happening. Monique got me addicted.
Sorry guys, my bad.
Anyway, so then the power, like I said, is in the follow-up and in keeping that story going or what have you. And so, and I did end up boosting a post, which you guys know me, I'm the queen of organic marketing. I'm, don't necessarily do paid advertising, but when you have something that is performing that well and converting that well, by the way, my conversion rates were floating between 11 and 17%. Okay. And on a hard sale, when I say a hard sale, I mean, it's a difficult product to sell. It's not in the impulse buy range. It's a subscription, a monthly subscription. It's a little bit pricey. It's a higher end product for, whatever. And a lot of people, I've been promoting it for over a year. So a lot of people who are already in my audience already have the product, right? And so it wasn't necessarily going to be like an easy sale. And I knew that a lot of people already had the box, and there's a limited number of these boxes. So I actually had to stop my promotion because I sold out. I sold them out. Right. And which I like that. I like being a sellout. I love fun. So I was converting at between 11 and 17% throughout the promotion, which was an organic promotion up until I did the boosted post at the very last minute. So I was like, let's just go ahead and take that all the way. Let's see, I repurposed, I'm looking here for my numbers. So I did a second live stream a couple of days later, which was a lot of fun. That got a lot of views too. 3,500 in my group and 1.8 thousand on my page. And it was a lot shorter, by the way. So the longer you go, it seems like, the better it does. All right, so we're going to talk about trackable profit. And I need to be clear about that because I can't track all the money I made doing my first Facebook Live on Tuesday night. And the reason is because I did a Facebook Live on Tuesday night and I did an Instagram Live on Tuesday night. But during the point that I was doing those two live, one for Instagram and one for Facebook, they asked me, what's the link for this? What's the best bread I can buy? They asked me for a lot of other links. So my sales spiked all over the place. But I was specifically tracking only one major product promotion and then a second one. Debbie said, so if you sell out your vendors' products, do they fire you on their promotions or up their production? Actually, Debbie, some of my merchants asked me to give them a 2-week lead time before I will promote for them. So I have to go to them and say, hey, I'm interested in promoting this product out of your store or whatever. And they'll ask me for a 2-week lead time because I'm a sellout. Because it actually costs them sales if they're low on inventory, and they want to up the inventory. So, all right. So here we go. So I want to give you the results real quick. I actually, on Thursday, my results were, I had, as an affiliate, by the way, this is not my own product. It's not a digital product. It's not consulting. This is an affiliate product where I just make $10 per sale. And so on Thursday at lunch, I had made $350 and I was very happy with that. I was like, I got on video and that was $350 extra dollars in addition to all my other types of promotions. This was just trackable to the one live video. And I was really happy with that because that's, at $350 an hour is good money. I don't care.
Yes, it is.
Plus it was fun. I had a blast, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the only money I made. It was just the specific thing that I was tracking. But I ended up making, so that was on Thursday. And I had a goal of making $500. And there was a reason I specifically had that goal because there was something I wanted to invest that money in. And I was like, I'm going to make it first. So by Saturday, I had surpassed that goal completely. So I ended up doing, in total sales, because there was the cookie as well, I ended up doing $995.50 in commission. And this is on low commission affiliate sales on physical products that are hard to sell. So I actually did $4,554.57 in product sales.
Wow.
If it was your own product, you can understand, how great that is. So I made almost $1,000, and that's only trackable sales. That does not include all the stuff that I can't track specifically to the live because I promote it in so many other places.
Right.
And so that's just in trackable sales alone. It was right at $1,000 in commission, straight up. I didn't have to create a product. I didn't have to do any fulfillment, no customer service, no nothing. Just got an affiliate link and got on Facebook Live and then got on Instagram Live, and that's it.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Wow. Yes.
Bad at all. Now let me take it one step further.
Okay.
Because I just don't think that's enough.
Right.
But you could do that all day, every day. Like you said, you can do that every week, and really make, 2, 5, 6,000 extra a month, whatever. Especially if it's your own products or services, or if it's a higher commission rate item or something like that. This was just kind of a quick test for me. It wasn't something I put a whole lot of thought into, like, ooh, I'm going to make the most wow numbers I can for you. Cause I wasn't even thinking about you when I did this. I was just like, I just want to do this. So anyway, so a vendor contacted me. It was before the weekend. So I did this on Tuesday night. Before the weekend, a vendor contacted me and said, we want to work with you. And so immediately I'm already getting offers, opportunities. I'm pitching, all that kind of stuff. And so in addition to that, I shook you, sorry. So in addition to that, people are now coming to me and saying, can we work with you, and yada, yada. And I have rates for that, which are obviously more than I would just make in commission. So making sales for sponsorships, for advertising, things like that. But in addition to that, I'm using these numbers and what the potential is with these numbers to put together a proposal that is a pitch that's going to be an opening bid of $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so to say, I'm excited about making an extra $1,000 last week in less than a week, and especially doing something that was so fun and so easy. But what I'm most excited about was that I used that as a test, because I knew that this was something trackable, something I could easily track and track back to this specific promotion and this type of promotion. And also just because it was something that was a hot item right then, everybody was talking about it anyway. So I'm like, why not get on live and just talk about it? You know, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But what it has snowballed into,
Mm-hmm.
that is the amazing thing. Have you not gotten like opportunities and, you know, like because of your Facebook Live, Monique?
Yes. Like for instance, when I first got started, I was asked to be featured on smallbusinesstrends.com, smallbusinesstrends.com, which if you're in the small business space, you know, that is a very big online authority platform. And that happened to me, I think like a month later after, this is when Facebook Live just came out. And I've had other opportunities as far as being asked to speak on stage. That's why I got asked to speak on Exposure and Profit Lynn that we just met at 2 weeks ago. Kelly saw my live streams. So yes, other opportunities, other doors definitely open up for you if you all decide to use this as your medium and platform to not only sell, but to market yourself.
So there's a whole lot more to it than what I did. Like mine
Mm-hmm.
was a quick test. And what I did was really kind of quick and dirty. If you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
think about it, like I showered and I opened my MacBook and I got on there and I'm like, here's, you know, what's in the box. And we did some fun discussions or whatever. There wasn't a lot of marketing strategy put into it. So
Right.
there was no planning, there was no process, there was no nothing. And I was still able to pull like 11 to 17% conversion rates. I say that because it fluctuated, you know, depending on the time of day, and various times I was putting the videos out while it was live versus blah, blah, blah. So anyway, but it was really, I got a pretty fat check. I already got paid. It's awesome. And they sent me a note with my payment. They're like, what a week.
Yep.
Never sold that many boxes in a week. They're not an easy sale, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I specifically wanted to pick something a little bit more challenging and definitely more trackable. So I wanted to share those results with you. Are they like, you know, $1 million and mansions and margaritas on the beach? No, this is real. This is
Mm-hmm.
real life stuff that anybody can do in any niche with any affiliate link, you know. And that's what I really want to share with you, is the potential. But not only that, but that going live is just one little piece of the whole thing. And then you can like put all this stuff in a place where it works for you long term from that point forward. So how many sales will I make going forward? How many companies will come to me? You know, and as far as like what I charge for that kind of thing, working with companies directly and stuff, like the potential is just unlimited and endless. To say I'm excited would be an understatement. And that's why I wanted to share my results with you. I want you to get excited about it too. And there are other options besides getting your face on camera, but I would encourage you to do that. You know, was I sick at my stomach before I went live? Yes. And I was today too. I was like, oh, it happens still to me almost every time. So what I want to do is maybe open it up and see if you guys have any questions whatsoever. But I have a question for Monique real quick.
Okay.
Can you just kind of give us a few tips about like how to do it right? Because I just did it it took me 3 days to find the button. And then
Mm-hmm.
because this wasn't on Safari. Anyways, so just kind of like the quick and dirty fast track to start live streaming. If somebody just wanted to get started, what would you say? I know you talk about storytelling or like entertainment or information or whatever, but you just take somebody like, let's, pick, like Melissa has redhotnow.com, and she does like coaching and consulting. And I think she has some digital products, but she's also an affiliate for some other things. So I don't know if she's still here in the room or
Yeah,
not.
she's here. I see that she's waving. Hey, Melissa.
So let's just say, because she went live, and this got my attention. She
Okay.
went live, and Facebook told me, hey, Melissa's live in this group. And so I clicked it and watched it. And anyway, so she's kind of doing it already. But like for her business, what would, like, if you were just going to give somebody some basic advice starting out, because a lot of us, this is new, so starting out, what's your advice? Just the quick and dirty. I know I don't overwhelm us.
No, I won't. Okay, so quick and dirty. Number one is use your smartphone. Okay, guys, don't use anything else. If you have a tablet, fine, but that's it. Smartphone or tablet, okay? And in regards to Melissa, because she's a coach, the first thing I would do for her is for her to do the live Q&A suggestion, like the AMA, like have her go live. I'm saying have her like she's not here. Melissa, go live and do a live Q&A talking about a specific part of what it is that you coach on, because I don't know exactly. But, you know, each coaches have their different strategies, or they have a particular topic and they break it down. So I generally would advise that say, hey, guys, ask me any questions about such and such. And make sure it's a pain point or a problem that a lot of your clients or people tend to have issues about, okay? And I would say go live, dedicate at least 20 to 30 minutes to do it. And if people aren't interacting, I suggest that you at least have an outline, guys, an outline, just some bullet points, no script or anything like that, bullet points of actual value that you provide. So just in case, because, you know, the first time you go live, you might not necessarily have a lot of people on live. That's quite all right. Please have some sort of questions already that you know generally that people ask you about, and provide your answers through this live Q&A. Another thing is, once you're done with that, share it. Don't be shy and share it. I explained to you guys earlier, you can embed it within your blog post. So if you write, you can get the embed link and embed it in your blog post. Or as Lynn talked about leveraging, you can share it to your email list. Say, hey guys, check out the replay. I did this amazing training here. Okay, so something as simple as that is what you can do to get started and get results instantly. That wasn't too complicated, right, Lynn?
No, and can I pipe in, because that's what, when I did the second live, I wasn't doing a product review. Like, I can have a product in front of me and talk about it all day long, but the second one I decided to do a Q&A, and I was like, number one, what if nobody asked a question?
Yeah.
Number two, what if it takes like 4 or 5 minutes for people to start coming in and they're shy and they're waiting for me to prompt them or whatever? So your live is recorded. Your Facebook live is recorded. And so when you go back and replay it, if you're sitting there for 10 minutes waiting on somebody to ask a question, that's the whole first 10 minutes of your replay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do that. So what I did, you know, starting like kicking off with the Q&A session, is I have blog comments because I've been blogging for 6.5 years. So I dug through them and I copied and pasted them into a note, you know, an Evernote file or whatever. And so I could go ahead and say, you know, well, Sue asked, you know, what do you do about the amount of sodium? And, you know, like, and then I can go on about, you know, how it's getting in ketosis is a diuretic process and blah, 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 blah. But basically it's stuff I've already answered. So people message me on my Facebook page all the time. I went into my messages and I just plucked out Q&As from there where they ask questions and I answered them. But you can go into, let's say you don't have any blog comments or you don't have any activity in your Facebook group. Go read somebody else's blog comments. What are the questions? Go in a Facebook group on your topic. What are the questions? What are the hot topics? Go old school and search up a forum. You know, like I'll go to Google and type low carb forum and look at the post with the most views or the post with the most replies. Because whatever the case, it was the subject line, the question, the topic that got people interested. That's a good topic to go live on. And so that's going to, and you can go to answerthepublic.com and just type in any word like low carb, keto, or whatever. Like if you're going to talk about publicity or press release or whatever you're going to talk about, just type that word in and it will give you all the questions and you can just start answering them. So you can just say, you know, like this is live, so feel free to pipe in and answer a question. I want to go ahead and answer some questions that are already sent to me, and then just, you know, go by the questions you already had.
All right. So, okay, we have a bunch of questions. I know we missed some. So I remember the earliest one that we missed was, how long can you go live on Facebook? I kind of want to take a poll. I'm sorry?
On Instagram, it's only 1 hour because I got cut off.
So yeah,
tired of me.
Right. So 1 hour on Instagram and 4 hours on Facebook is the longest you can go live. Okay. Someone asked about that.
4
Let's
hours?
see. 4 hours. 4 hours. So that's
Oh.
why people are able to actually stream a whole event or a conference, because 4 hours, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's see. Let's see. I'm coming back here. Okay. So I got that, the max time.
Another question Vicky asked about if you wanted to do a presentation, and the answer is yes. So you
Yes.
can do like a keynote or PowerPoint presentation and do it as a live Facebook Live or whatever, and you can do picture in picture. So whereas, you know, you can be up in the top corner. In fact, I'll do one of those for you guys, like in my social marketing results group or something, so you can see how that works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's super cool. I love that. And you can even do pre-recorded videos. So let's say that I have a photo slideshow I've turned into a video of my big hiking adventure. And then I can just do the photo slideshow. And then with the picture in picture, I can talk like through it and talk about the adventure and tell the story, and do it as a Facebook Live. So there's so many ways to repurpose the content you already have into Facebook Lives.
So Melissa asked, do this live on my biz page or my group page? So that's a common question I get. I have more friends on my personal profile versus my fan page, and people are more likely to go live on your personal profile. I'm the advocate of using a mix, but most of it should be on your fan page. However, if you're just getting started, I understand you need that boost, and what you would do is you would eventually transition them over. But the reason why the fan page is so important is the analytics that you get on the back end and the opportunity to boost, like Lynn described. You can't do that anywhere else, okay? So that's why it's very, very important. Now, in regards to your group, Melissa, that is something that should be done consistently as well within your group, because that's your personal community. That's your personal tribe. That's where people get most of your one-on-one time. So hopefully that answers your question. I saw a comment said, there is a setting to go live longer than 4 hours for us techie types, Dave says. Yes, there is an opportunity to go longer, but I don't recommend that. They do have a 24-hour thing, but that disappears as soon as you're done. It doesn't save as a recording automatically, but that's that. And then Adriana says, do you need a special program for that, Lynn? I wasn't sure. Oh, you did? Okay.
There's one for Mac and there's one for PC.
Yes.
And I'll just, if you ask me anywhere on my profile, in my group, wherever you see me, I'm all over the place on the internet. Yeah. I'll give you the link. I have it's either cheap or free, depending on if it's Mac or PC. And Monique gave me both the links, so I'll just share with you the links that she gave me for that. But yeah, no, and it's the one I got for my Mac was like $20-something and worth every penny. Like it just does everything but make the lunch. It's really nice. That was a cool tip, wasn't it, Kim? Answerthepublic.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we need to wrap this up. Speaking of lunch, because did you hear?
Yes.
Was that
No. But guys, if you guys enjoyed this training, or at least Lynn showing these results, I definitely implore you guys to, or encourage you guys to check out the program that I am teaching, launching next week. Lynn, I don't know if you have the
I'm typing it in right now.
The Click Dandy, but this is the opportunity for you guys to gain access to me one-on-one. I know that the next time I launch this, you won't see as much of me, but again, the conference that I spoke at 2 weeks ago, I decided on the spot there that I was going to do this, and I said, I'm going to do this, so I'm going to do it, and then I'll relaunch it, but you won't see as much of me. But this is the opportunity for you guys to learn exactly how to sell directly from Facebook Live, and it takes a system and a process, and I just want to share this with you guys because, as Lynn stated, she has just touched the surface. But wait till when she actually learns this proven system, and she is going to go firewall, balls on fire, amazing results. I know those companies are going to be like sending you all kinds of notes from your paychecks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that. And
Well, let me say this part too. Like, I just did a quick and dirty test, but my
Sure.
results are impressive, right? Right. Oh yeah, Melissa, I remember the days you said you would never do video, right? But, but I just did a quick and dirty test, and my results are impressive considering, like, I could have done something that would have been like out of this world that you would have been like, well, only Lynn could do that but I wanted to do something very real and very realistic. And so I think it's extremely realistic for anybody to easily make an extra $1,000 in a week. And for most people, an extra $1,000 a week, extra, 4 to 5 grand a month, or $50,000-$60,000 a year is a big deal. And that was, like I said, with a quick and dirty test, without any follow-up in play. No way to follow up with the people who were interested, nothing. Like, I didn't do any kind of list building with it, nothing in play. So I also want to tell you that I gave you a link to Monique's workshop. It's coming up. It's starting. You only have like 6 days to register. Here's what I want to tell you in full disclosure. I paid full price. And Monique and I have been friends for years. But what she knows about this, because I saw her presentation 2 weeks ago in Atlanta. You didn't. And I understand that, and I realize that. But I have the insight of knowing a glimpse of what she is going to teach in this workshop, in this intensive, and how it all fits together and how it's going to explode my revenue and my reach. And here's the thing, it wasn't just about making money. It was about, I hit over 70,000 Instagram followers. My number of website clicks, my organic reach on Instagram, my organic reach on Facebook, all of that skyrocketed. So it's revenue is, of course, the proof is in the profit, but I'm looking at reach and revenue, and I'm looking at a massive amount of business growth that happened from turning on my camera and saying, see what happens, And so when I put it all together with an actual process, an actual strategy, an actual plan, which is exactly what Monique has, she has like years worth of, here's how all the pieces and parts work together, bam, get it done. Yes. So, anyways, all right, we should wrap it up there and let everybody get going. I need some lunch.
Yeah, me too. I haven't eaten all day, but if you guys have any questions, reach out to Lynn, reach out to me individually. Just let me know that you attended the workshop, and let me know if you have any questions in regards to the workshop, and we'll take care of that for you. And I hope to see you guys next week for 6 weeks, guys. So the end of the year, the last quarter starts. The last quarter starts next month. So it's ready for you guys to get those results in 2017 with a bang, so you can begin 2018 with an even bigger bang and get those results and those sales for you. All right?
Look, if you come back to me a year from now and say, wow, your business has exploded, don't say you didn't hear it here first, because I feel that is happening. I feel that this is going to be the catapult and the turning point for me really going big in this niche. And I feel the same way for all of you, or I wouldn't be sharing my results with you, because honestly, I could have spent this 90 minutes going live in my low carb niche. Okay. And
that's true. Selling more cookies and stuff like that.
I love being a low carb traveler. I have so much fun with that. But if I didn't feel like that this was for everyone, or that that I wanted you to get excited about this, because she excited me about it. And I wish you could have seen her presentation in Atlanta, but at the very least, kind of give it a look. Let me know, send me a message if you have any questions or anything like that, and we'll continue talking. I'm going to wrap up a case study for you guys. So stay tuned, keep an eye out for my email. I will give you a case study, and I will show you screenshot for screenshot for screenshot, step by step, what I did and how I did it, so you can model that yourself. So stay tuned, and I'll be sending you guys some information about that. Have a great rest of the day or night. Monique, thank you.
No, thank you. And thank you everyone who attended this. And I hope you guys learned a lot from it. And again, I hope to see you next week.
All right. Have a great rest of the day or night. I'll see you guys back on Facebook, on Instagram, in the inbox, everywhere.